how to never get scammed again on Fiverr. So a lot of people get scammed on Fiverr because they don't really know what they're doing on Fiverr. Unfortunately, it's not the seller's fault or Fiverr, it's the buyer. You may be swayed to buy services with a lot of 5-star reviews without really knowing what you're buying. That's the real reality of it, or without discussing it in advance with the seller to make sure they can do what you want them to do. So you always have to be very specific with the seller. You have to communicate with them in advance, give them your specifications. Don't rush deals. Make sure they do things right before pressing complete the order and having Fiverr send your money, because your money, when you pay for anything on Fiverr, gets stuck on escrow. Escrow is a payment system banks use, but Fiverr also uses, to where they hold the money with Fiverr until the buyer says, okay, the job has been delivered, the service is complete, and then they send that money to the seller. That's basically how it works. So use that to protect yourself and vet before paying for anything. So why do people get scammed on Fiverr? Mainly because of poor communication and miscommunication. A lot of Fiverr sellers have very bad English. So one of the first things you have to do if you're interested in any kind of service is know why you want that service, number one. Know what kind of way you want that service to be delivered, how you want it to be done. Research and understand it before buying it, so you know you get the best quality result and it's done right, not in a way that actually harms your business like most sellers and gigs do. So you have to know what you're buying and how to buy it and how to specify exactly what you want to be done in that service. And once you have that in a chat transcript with the Fiverr seller and you come to an agreement, the Fiverr seller is held accountable because you guys came to an agreement to those specifications. You wanted it done XYZ in this way without doing it that way that hurts your business. And then if you have any problems, you can open up a dispute with Fiverr and say, look, the seller delivered it like this, even though we agreed upon it to be delivered this way, because you take the screenshots of the delivery and you take the screenshots of the chat, Fiverr will refund you and the seller won't get a thing. So that's how you protect yourself, by doing research. And also, why is it important to communicate with the seller in advance? Because you don't just want to blindly order anything because it has a lot of 5-star reviews. Because most people don't know what they're buying and they just give a 5-star review because the seller provided what they ordered, but they didn't know what they were ordering in the first place. So communicate with the seller beforehand and make sure what you're paying for, when you talk to the seller, they have good English. Because a lot of them won't even understand what you want to do. And they'll just say, yes, okay, sir, okay, understood, 100% guarantee, blah, 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 blah. But they don't have any good English skills. So that's another benefit to talking to the seller in advance. So also, you don't just want to chase the cheapest prices. A lot of these services may be cheap, but what are they really doing for your business and why do you want that service? So answer those questions. So another thing you can do is check the seller's portfolio on Fiverr. Look at things like reviews. Do they have a lot of positive ones? Okay, if they do, is it just about fast delivery or is it about quality and a benefit they saw in their business? That's a one green flag, a positive indicator you should look for. Ask questions, talk to the seller like we talked about, and check their portfolios to see if they have any samples of their work, screenshots, examples, whatever, so you can see what it's like and the results that you can expect to get. If they don't, that's a red flag. And when you're asking them questions, if they don't answer you with detail and just tell you, don't worry, I work with so many people, everybody's so happy, and they have really poor communication and language skills, that's another red flag. So like I said, set clear expectations. Why? So you can leave no room for excuses. If you're too lazy to write up everything you want, go to ChatGPT, give your specific specifications, tell it to give it to you in a prompt that you can give to sellers on Fiverr in open chat. So let's say you want to buy, I don't know, a logo service. You get that prompt from ChatGPT, you send it to 10 sellers who are the top rated ones on Fiverr and see which one communicates the clearest, is most able to talk about your specifications and how they can do them and explain it in that clear way. Also plan for revisions. So like I said, sometimes it's the buyer's fault. Buyers don't plan for revisions. Maybe you hire a Fiverr seller to fix your website. It's not fair to the seller halfway through the work for you to just start saying things like, okay, can you also fix this, that, and that? Because the seller will be inclined to do so and may not do it in the best way, and it's rushed because he's afraid you'll leave a bad review, even though you never agreed upon those revisions. So always ask for how much revisions is included and what if I want extra work done. Because usually the fair thing to do is to open a second gig after the first one is complete for those revisions. Unless it's agreed beforehand between you and the seller if they can do the revisions too. So be fair. So like I said, understand the escrow system, how it can protect you, and how Fiverr holds the money with Fiverr until you say the work is done. So make sure you have evidence of everything in chat on the Fiverr platform. What about the dispute system? Like I said, you can always look at the chat logs and use that as evidence, and the work delivered by taking screenshots of the work. If it's not the way that you wanted it to be done, you can say, look, this is what I asked him to do, this is what he actually did, this is not what we agreed on, and Fiverr will actually refund the buyer. So you are in control. You should act like a project manager, not a passive customer. So you have to check in regularly, ask how the work is doing, ask them what they did today, and see how good their communication skills are with you. Because even if you follow all the steps, always be ready to walk away and file a dispute if you are misled by the seller. Because a lot of them just sell you something cheap that they can keep redo over and over again, and they don't care about the long-term effects. They just care that you give them a 5-star review, and that's about it. So that's how you can protect yourself on Fiverr when you buy anything. And if you don't want to go through all that hassle and you just want to buy from a really good local SEO agency to help local businesses who are already established get more local customers, book a free call with me at vortexranker.com, and I'll go over exactly what local SEO is, how it works, and how it benefits your business, and we'll come up with a customized strategy that works for your business. So that's about it for today. I hope you can protect yourselves better now on Fiverr. Have a great day. Take care.